All right, let's talk Brock Purdy for a second. This
Mm-hmm.
is interesting to me. Now I'm going to throw another stat your way. Brock Purdy was under pressure against Dallas a lot. I mean, our eyes told us that, right? But I
Yeah,
actually got the numbers this week. He was under pressure 48.5% of his
it's
dropbacks.
too
That was
much.
the most of any Niner quarterback in a
It's too
game
much.
since the 2020 season.
You
And he
can't win that way.
didn't turn the ball over.
It's
But
not his
this is the
fault.
number that jumps out. When the Niners kept Brock Purdy clean, he was 15 of 17 for
Mm-hmm.
159 yards, many of those yards in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you make of that? Do you think there's any chance that the 49er offensive line can somehow keep Brock clean against an Eagle defense that has, as you said, 70 sacks?
I mean, no. It's got to be Kyle who keeps him clean schematically. We all know. I mean, the Niners offensive line knows that. Trent Williams said it today. He's like, I mean, our ability to block this D line is pretty much going to be predicated on the way the game goes. Like, if we fall down 14-0, we can't block them. Is what he said.
Yeah.
We can't block them. So, like, they need to be able to, like, have the run pass mix, and Kyle needs to be keeping them on their toes with misdirection and play action and RPOs and moving pockets and all of that stuff. And you can do that. But I'm not worried about Brock. I think Brock is remarkably consistent. He doesn't play like a rookie. I'm not worried about Brock. Is he, better than Jalen Hurts? Probably not. But is he going to lose the game? I don't think so. I'm worried about Kyle. Kyle's the one that didn't have the right game plan last week. Kyle's the one that didn't have his run game until the third quarter. And it seems like what Kyle didn't trust Jimmy Garoppolo enough, he might trust Brock too much.
Well,
You know what I
that's
mean?
interesting. That's
You
the
know what I'm
next thing I
saying?
wanted to get to. Kyle
Yeah.
Juszczyk
Yeah.
told the media this week that the players actually told Shanahan in the game last week against the Cowboys to stop messing around with the passing game and to kind of dedicate himself to the run.
And not just that, it was like let's get away from like these tricky gadget runs and just line up and take it to them. That's another thing that Juszczyk said, and that's what they did in the second half, and it worked. I just think it's interesting. It was sort of an admission that Kyle had the wrong he overthought things. He got a little too cute, in Kyle Juszczyk's own words, but to Kyle Shanahan's credit, took the right suggestion from his players, listened to his players, made the adjustment, won the game. I just
What
think
did you notice in the run game? Because all I noticed was that it seemed like in the second half of the game, they ran a little bit more power.
Mhm.
They did a better job at cutting off the backside penetration that was going to burn them. And they, instead of running away from Parsons and trying to fool Parsons, they ran at Micah Parsons. And
all
to
of that.
me, that was what I noticed. How are they going to run at Hassan Reddick, you think, in this game?
I
Try to
mean,
neutralize him that way?
I don't know what Kyle Shanahan's going to do, but it needs to work. He's the genius here. I don't have to help
Right.
him.
Right.
There's only so much I can do at quality control. But it's like, it's just every week we're like, well, is Brock Purdy going to be ready for this test? Yeah, probably. What about Kyle? Kyle's the one that has the history of sort of falling apart at the very end of the season. I mean, he's the one that came in with the wrong game plan last week and had to be corrected by his fullback and other members of the team. I'm curious about Kyle, man. He seems to overthink himself when he has an opportunity to do so. And I don't know, maybe he's just a genius this week and finds a way to pull off an upset, but he needs to find a way to run.
I think this is the biggest game of his career. I really do. I mean, I know people would say, well, he's already coached in the Super Bowl. He's already been an offensive coordinator in a Super Bowl. No, I get that. But this season is all about, can he get good? I mean, his career, it seems like, has been like, when he gets great quarterback play, there's no excuses. And right now, despite the fact he's got a rookie quarterback and everybody's focusing on the quarterback's inexperience, the quarterback, for the most part, has played really clean football and really efficient football. So I think it throws it back on Kyle that, like, hey, you know what? Yeah, if you win, you're going to be hailed as great. But in a lot of ways, I bet you he expects to win. And I'm expecting an all-time game plan against the Eagles. He's going to need one here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, if he does what he did the last few weeks, which was kind of mess around and then put the pedal to the metal in the third quarter, they're gonna lose. You can't. What Philly does is start fast, right? They start fast, and then if you're like messing around, they put the game away in the second quarter. That's what they did to the Giants. The game was over in the second quarter against the Giants because
doubt.
once you're down 21-0, once you're down 2-3 scores against Philly, it's too hard to play against that pass rush from that. I mean, Trent Williams said it today. It's the Niners' job is to keep the game close, and they can't keep the game close if Kyle and the team starts off slow like they did the last 2 weeks. They need to have a. I mean, I think they will though. They seem to rise to the occasion. They always play a little bit better than the other team, but this is the best team they faced.
No doubt. I think this is the best. These are the two best rosters in the NFC. There's just no doubt. And maybe the two best rosters in the NFL.